shall cause darkness to reach all the corners of the earth.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to a brand new episode of RoundUp.
In today's episode, we have a lot of fantastic reports available to you. So let's check out what's in today's episode.
We mark International Women's Day with an event in London. Then we learn more about Indonesia's presidential election. And finally, we remember the blessings of Ghana Jalsa.
That's a great lineup today. Really looking forward to these reports.
Yeah, but before we get into those, let's see what we have hitting the news this week. Assalamu alaikum Arshman, what do you have for us today?
Assalamu alaikum, Nasir and Ghani Bhai. We start in Gaza, where the airstrikes continue to rain down on Rafah, killing Palestinians and causing damage. The strikes come as hospitals document children starving to death as very little humanitarian aid trickles in. On Thursday, American President Joe Biden announced a widely criticized plan to build a temporary dock on the Gaza coast to deliver humanitarian aid. EU officials also announced the establishment of a sea corridor between Cyprus and Gaza to increase the flow of humanitarian aid. Meanwhile, there is no sign of progress in ceasefire talks held in Cairo, with both sides blaming each other for a lack of an agreement. The four-day talks mediated by Qatar and Egypt were aiming for a 40-day ceasefire, with Ramadan beginning this week. Approximately 31,000 Palestinians have been killed and over 72,000 wounded in Israel's military offensive since 7th October. AI medical robots were the highlight of the Mobile World Congress fair held in Barcelona. The high-precision robots apply sensory feedback to surgeons during critical moments of surgery. AI developers say this is just another step towards digital surgery, where robotics, artificial intelligence tools, and diagnostic image will come together to perform surgeries. Also on display was a fully equipped hospital on wheels and a headband that can be put on a person after a stroke to instantly monitor brain status. While many experts are raising legal and ethical concerns over the use of AI technology, proponents say its use in the healthcare sector will improve medical capacity and help both staff and patients. And finally, the blessed month of Ramadan on us. Countries around the world will mark the beginning of Ramadan in the coming days. Depending on the sighting of the moon, millions of Muslims around the world will fast from sunrise to sunset, increasing their worship and recitation of the Holy Quran. Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and a sacred time for the world's 1.9 billion Muslims. Jazakallah Nasir and Ghani Bhai. That's all from me this week.
Jazakallah Ushman, what a great reminder that Ramadan is upon us. And don't worry, we'll be churning out a lot of special reports during this blessed month.
Definitely, but looking forward to it all. For now, let's head over to Rahel for our weekly Friday sermon discussion. Let's take a look at some of the points taken from this week's sermon.
Assalamu alaikum, dear brothers and sisters, and welcome to this week's Friday sermon discussion. In today's discussion, we're going to be focusing on the Battle of Uhud and the exemplary conduct of the companions of the Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. As shared in the recent Friday sermon by our beloved Hazur, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz. This week, Hazur continued to speak about the bravery and dedication of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions during the significant battle. Let's start by delving into the remarkable story of Hazrat Sa'd, may Allah be pleased with him, and his unwavering commitment during the battle. Hazrat Sa'd vowed to either defeat the enemy or be martyred, showing his incredible courage and determination. And when he ran out of arrows, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, personally handed him more, including a special arrow that was incredibly fast. It's truly inspiring to see the bond between Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his companions, like when he prayed for Hazrat Sa'd Radhiyallahu anhu's prayers to be accepted, and even provided him with arrows during the heat of battle. And speaking of prayers, let's not forget the moment when Khalid bin Walid led an attack and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed for victory, leading to the revelation of a powerful Quranic verse about perseverance. The verse, "Slacken not, nor grieve, and you shall certainly have the upper hand if you are believers," reminds us of the importance of maintaining faith and perseverance even in difficult times. And even while injured himself, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, showed concern for his companions like Hazrat Talha radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu and directed care towards them, demonstrating his selflessness and compassion. Let's not forget the noble example set by the women of Medina during this time. Despite personal losses, figures like Hazrat Hamna and Hazrat Hind, may Allah be pleased with them, remain patient and focus on the well-being of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. This incident teaches us about the importance of dedication, loyalty, and perseverance even in the face of challenges. It also highlights the strength and resilience of women in Islam. Additionally, our beloved Hazur, Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz, urged us to keep the people of Palestine in our prayers. As they faced continued hardship, it's crucial for us to pray for their ease and safety. The recent calls for a ceasefire are seen as temporary measures which may not address the root causes of this conflict. Hazur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz emphasized the importance of providing aid to the Palestinians through charities and raising our voices against injustices. It's a reminder for all of us to take action in any way we can, whether it be through humanitarian aid or advocacy efforts. And let's not forget about the Ahmadis in Yemen who are facing challenges. Hazur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz called for prayers for their swift release and for the removal of false accusations against them. As tensions rise globally, Hazur Ayyadullah Ta'ala bin Nasr al-Aziz also urged us to pray for wisdom and unity among nations. It's a reminder for us to strive for justice and to convey the message of peace to every corner of the world. Until next week, Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah Rohail for that insightful discussion about the Friday sermon.
Don't forget, though, to watch the sermon in its entirety on any of MDA's various platforms.
Moving on now, as you may know, it was International Women's Day on Thursday.
So, let's look at how the Ahmadi Women's Student Association marked the occasion in London.
In a world marked by progress and innovation, the plight of women remains an enduring issue. To shed light on this issue, International Women's Day is held on March 8th every year. It was first recognised by the United Nations in 1977. The theme this year is to inspire inclusion, with the aim of investing in women and accelerating progress. The United Nations has identified that globally women are paid less than men, are less likely to work, and where they do so, are more inclined to be in vulnerable or unstable positions. In 70% of households where water is not available, the burden of collection and transportation falls upon women. Hence, the shortage of safely managed water and sanitation disproportionately affects them. To facilitate this discussion and generate a plan of action, the Ahmadiyya Muslim Women's Student Association held events across multiple UK universities. I'm here at the London School of Economics at their flagship event.
So International Women's Day is important because obviously women make up half of society, and therefore it's really important that we all come together and we mark this event, and we use the opportunity to talk about how women can contribute to society, can help build better societies, and also remind each other about the rights that have been afforded to women in Islam. So I think it's really important that we use International Women's Day to bring together women who have really achieved remarkable things in their chosen fields. And today we heard from some women discussing the challenges that they faced, how they overcame those challenges, the lessons that they've learnt, and that's really important for the younger generation to hear. And so when they're faced with similar challenges or similar situations, they don't feel so alone and are able to sort of navigate the challenges that will inevitably lie ahead. Today we heard about a lot of work that's happening within communities to really empower girls to go out and become future leaders, to build better societies, more inclusive societies and really bring about change that will benefit all of mankind. And so while there is still a lot of work to be done, I think we are making and taking steps in a positive direction.
As we commemorate International Women's Day, we reflect on the progress made towards inspiring inclusion while acknowledging the persistent challenges that women and girls face worldwide.
Islam says that this is your work and liability, and this is men's liability, this is women's liability. These are the duties which have to be discharged by the men, and these are the duties discharged by the women. So, accordingly, we do this. And my philosophy is another thing, that if women work without the shade of umbrella of men, they can flourish better than men.
This day serves as a powerful reminder of the ongoing journey towards a more inclusive and equitable society. Let us work hand in hand across borders and boundaries to build a future where gender equality is not just a goal, but a reality for all.
Jazakallah, that looked like a highly informative event.
Yes, indeed. But now let's head over to Indonesia, where the country held presidential elections last month.
Our reporters explain how the election works and who the main candidates were. Let's take a look.
Assalamualaikum teman-teman. Tahukah kalian pada tanggal 14 Februari nanti, Indonesia akan melakukan pesta demokrasi, yakni pemilu atau pemilihan umum. Tahukah kalian bahwa negara tercinta kita ini merupakan negara demokrasi terbesar di dunia? Maka tak heran jika Indonesia merupakan salah satu negara pemilu serentak terbesar di dunia. Indonesia merupakan negara presidensial. Artinya dipimpin oleh presiden sebagai kepala negara dan kepala pemerintahan. Tapi kekuasaan pemerintah Indonesia dibagi menjadi 3, badan eksekutif atau pelaksana undang-undang, yakni presiden, wakil presiden, dan para menteri. Badan legislatif atau pembuat undang-undang dipegang oleh Dewan Perwakilan Rakyat dan Majelis Permusyawaratan Rakyat, dan badan yudikatif atau penegakan dan pelindung undang-undang, yakni Mahkamah Agung dan Pengadilan. Nah, dalam pemilu, masyarakat Indonesia bisa memilih secara langsung calon presiden, wakil presiden, serta calon anggota legislatif, baik tingkat nasional maupun kota dan kabupaten. Pada tahun ini, terdapat 3 pasangan dari berbagai partai politik. Ada mantan menteri, mantan gubernur, mantan ketua wakil DPR, hingga anak presiden. Menarik ya? Selama hampir setahun ke belakang, para calon presiden dan wakil presiden ini melakukan kampanye, juga mengikuti serangkaian debat yang disiarkan oleh TV nasional. Dari sanalah masyarakat bisa tahu visi dan misi mereka jika terpilih sebagai orang nomor 1 dan nomor 2 di Indonesia. Nah, pada tanggal 14 Februari, masyarakat Indonesia yang memiliki hak suara pergi ke tempat pemungutan suara terdekat untuk memilih calon pemimpin mereka. Karena koneksi internet belum merata di seluruh pelosok Indonesia, maka proses pemilihan ini masih menggunakan cara manual, yakni dengan mencoblos kertas suara menggunakan paku. Makanya pemilu di Indonesia dikenal juga dengan penyebutan nyoblos. Lucu ya? Memilih calon presiden dan wakil presiden sih gampang. Soalnya cuma ada 3 pasangannya saja. Yang agak ribet adalah memilih wakil anggota legislatif. Soalnya banyak banget. Apalagi tahun ini ada 24 partai politik yang ikut serta dalam pemilihan umum. Makanya selama masa kampanye di penjuru Indonesia, banyak banget baliho atau spanduk para calon wakil rakyat yang berharap bisa dipilih oleh masyarakat. Wah, untung saya masih anak kecil, jadi saya tidak usah pusing-pusing memikirkan hal itu. Tapi kita berdoa yuk untuk semoga yang terpilih nanti menjadi pemimpin yang baik, amanah, adil, serta mampu mensejahterakan rakyat ya, serta mampu memajukan Indonesia. Amin.
We can also tell you that Prabowo Subianto claimed victory soon after the election and should be inaugurated in October.
Jazakallah for that. Finally, today we're going to refresh some beautiful memories of Ghana Jalsa.
That's right. Our team in Ghana is here with us to show us the sights and sounds of the Jalsa. Let's take a look.
Subhanallah wa bihamdi wa bihamdi wa bihamdi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to Jalsa Salana, Ghana, where we commemorate 100 years of Ahmadiyyat in Ghana.
In 1921, Hazrat Abdurrahim Nahar Sahib arrived in Ghana alone. But today, in fulfillment of the prophecy, Allah has given the promised Messiah a large party of Islam in Ghana.
I saw the sun appearing, then I remember.
Let's dive straight into the Jalsa Ghana.
Went on to stand on the shore of the sea. Then I saw the waves moving. Then I remembered Allah. Then I went on to sit under a tree. Then the wind's blowing at me.
مصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ऐसा फज़ल हज़रते रब्बुल वरा
The theme for this Jalsa is a century of Islamic revival in Ghana.
Raising their heads up and down and all what they
An exhibition center has been set up here. Let's explore it.
Various organizations like Humanity First, MTA, IAAE, and others are here.
Remember Allah, Subhanallah, wa bihamdi. Wa bihamdi, wa bihamdi.
The highlight of this Jalsa is Huzu's address on the third day Iglary, anticipated by all attendees.
Allahu Akbar, Allah ya Qudusu.
This year's Jalsa has a special significance as it is being held on the occasion of the centenary of the establishment of the Ghana Jamaat. As you mark your centenary year, where you naturally express your joy and happiness, you must also reflect upon the immense blessings of Allah the Almighty, wherein, from such humble beginnings, the Ghana Jamaat has gone from strength to strength over the past 100 years. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Amir Sahib, Ghana, Salih Mohammed Sahib, Mohammed Saleh Sahib. Having seen the number of participants and the sentiments you have shown in your poems and taranas, I regret that I am not present there.
In this Jalsa, we are expecting more than 35,000 people as guests. Jalsa Salana, Ghana, Zindabad.
Jazakallah. What a blessed Jalsa it truly was, with beautiful memories for everyone at the Jalsa and those of us watching at home.
That's right, Nasser. However, that is all for us here at RoundUp for this week. But as always, we'll be back next week with a whole new episode and lots of exciting topics.
And don't forget to follow us on our social media channels, both Instagram and Twitter. We've got lots of great behind-the-scenes content for you all, as well as the information that you need for upcoming episodes. But until then, Assalamu alaikum.
I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth. Oh, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth. Oh, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call, oh, I shall call, I shall call. Thy message to reach all the corners of the earth.